It turned chaotic. It was a point where they couldn't find her heartbeat. Like, Lord, take me.
It's gonna be loud.
Girl, I seen your videos.
It's gonna be extra loud.
I'm a subscriber.
What's good? What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. Back with another one. And today we have a guest. Okay, I'm gonna let my guest introduce herself. Go ahead, girl.
Hi guys, my name is Amber Anderson. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm kind of a mix of it all. But yeah.
Today we're just gonna get into a few topics. So before we do anything, make sure that you're watching this video right now. Make sure that you go ahead, subscribe, comment, like, share, and stay tuned. Okay, so now you're proposed to, you know, fiance and things of that nature. So then where did God take you?
So after we got married, so we got married in January 2020. Settling in was a lot because that next phase of just being married, it turned chaotic, if you will, really quick. Because literally January we got married. What was it? The month after or a couple months after COVID stuff. So we went on complete lockdown in our house in March. Like the second or third week in March. And it was just like complete shutdown. Like Christian was working from home. I'm working from home. Not going nowhere. Nobody coming to see us. None of that. And then it really like for sure went on lockdown. So not only trying to get to know somebody, like, well, we knew each other, obviously. We've been together for years.
Levels,
yeah, but 24/7, nonstop. We working together. We wake up, go to bed together every single day, nonstop. Like, I think that was a test of our marriage. Everyone had told us, like, your first year is going to be challenging. Nobody could have prepared us for being locked down for a whole year, basically. And with me being pregnant, it was, my hormones was up and then down, then left and right. It was just so much, and trying to balance a new marriage and, you know, trying to balance working from home and just not being able to see our family and friends was a big thing for us. I think I just talked about it on my live.
First break. What's the business? Let's talk about it. Yes, ma'am.
So my business is A Girl Like You. It's a women's empowerment program. We just started November 25th of 2020. So we just started last year. Excuse the little one. We just started last year, and it has been a phenomenal ride so far. We have a weekly prayer line that we do. I go live and discuss a different topic. This week we talked about mental health, and with that, kind of brings me back. I dealt with depression. Okay. I dealt with depression before a little bit, my pregnancy, just a little bit. It wasn't too much. I would just have sad days because I was in the house all day, every day, and I didn't have exposure to anything or anybody. But that was really a big thing, which is why I wanted to talk about mental health so much, is because a lot of people take for granted what women go through, not only just after a baby, but during pregnancy, during labor, because I don't think we shared it with anybody really, but when I was in labor, it was a point where they couldn't find her heartbeat. And so that as a mom is devastating. Like, Lord, take me, devastating. And so God brought us through that. And all of this is happening in 2020.
In the midst of COVID. Like, you went through COVID, but this is like COVID times 7. Like,
yes, because for a while they said you couldn't have anybody in your room when you gave birth. I'm like, Lord, this is my first baby. What am I doing? I don't know how to do this. So they eventually lifted that. Christian and my sister were able to be in the room. But that whole experience, that added to the mess some more. And then being home with a newborn, still pretty much, we weren't, I think by the time Summer got here, she was born May 29th. By the time Summer got here, we were kind of lifted a little bit. Like, we can go to and fro. You want me to get her? Okay. We could go to and fro, but it was still just a lot not having people to come over. Because, you know, when you have a baby, everybody coming to see, everybody helping out.
Especially when you guys both have big families, you know, very involved families that are, you know, used to seeing each other and gathering together.
All the time. So that was so hard not seeing them. So being, like, just closed off with this newborn with Christian, and we are literally all we see and breathe each and every day. The early mornings, late nights, 24/7 clock. That was a lot. Yeah. That added to the mess. With the business, that helped me launch it, because with my depression, I eventually sought out therapy. And so with that, it was just like, what do you have a passion for? And I was like, well, my kid, my husband. You know, you don't have a passion for too much when you lock down every day. But that introduced my business. I have had the plan since 2016, sat on it for so long, and God was like, it's time. It's not. That was my answer.
Okay, so we're gonna stop there for a second, because I want to talk about your stage of depression. But like going through COVID, I think a lot of people learn more about themselves than they have in a while.
Yeah.
So you're sitting there, you're literally isolated. So you and your family trying to figure out, what is life? What am I doing? Like, I don't have these things to go to. I just have to sit here for a second.
Yeah.
So what are some things that you learned about yourself in that time?
One major thing I learned about myself is, some people say it's a blessing and it's a curse, but I really feel like I'm a perfectionist. And not so much when it comes down to every aspect in my life, mainly when it comes down to who I am as a woman, who I am as a wife, and who I am as a mother, along with that as a sister, a friend, and everything else. Like, just who I am as a person. If I feel like I'm lacking in an area, reaching out to people, or if I'm not doing my job as a mom, if Harm is crying and I'm not tending to her, like, I get frantic. Yeah. So who I am as a person, who I come off, like, I really realize I think way too much into what other people think of me and how they view me. And social media, that was a killer for me. I would see, oh, these moms work, or they do this and they do that, and they don't seem tired, or they are fit and everything else. Like, I just literally would just scroll all day and compare myself to every little detail I seen come across my screen. And that was it was the biggest hindrance for me during COVID, because it's like, I could be doing so much better. I could be doing so much more. Just the comparison, it was terrible. But at the same time, it was just like a reflection, is just of me as to, if you want to do it, why aren't you doing it as well?
And that's what it is at the end of the day. I think, to touch on a comparison, but also to bring back to that, it's like, think about it when you're in your toughest moments. Are you really posting as much as you normally would be? Are you posting those, and I have had times where I've been on, YouTube or social media where I'm expressing that vulnerable moment. But for the most part, if I'm going through something, leave me alone. Like, that's just how I feel about it sometimes. So it's like, for you to say, okay, these in this, what social media sucks you into, but like, at a certain point, people are only showing you their celebratory moments, their successes, I'm on vacay, I'm doing this, I just did this, that's what people like to do. That's what people enjoy, because that's what's going to get, in most people's eyes, the most feedback, or the most, praise in the community. And that's what it is. So I think a lot of people get sucked into that, because they see, even if you get to like people our age, some people are millionaires, some people are homeless, and they're all the same age. So it's like, everybody's journey is going to be separate and individual to what their life needs and what God needs from them at that time. But it's also like, just being happy, because our worst days are somebody's prayer. And we don't, and I learned that recently, because like, my worst day, like on the worst day, I still have a house. Even if it's heated, cold, hot, sweaty. You feel me? I have a house. I have my basic needs and necessities, and I have some. More than, and then I could even, think or even want. It's just given to me. Things are coming and flowing so smooth. It's like, I just gotta be there. I just gotta wake up and keep living life and keep doing, what I need to be doing. But it's just like, sometimes it gets crazy, because it's like, it's overwhelming when we don't have control over certain things. It just gets tough. So
that was the thing that I faced so much. It was probably the biggest thing, is me trying to be everything for everybody as well. Like, my self-care definitely lacked so much. It lacked so much during that time, because your main focus is your child. Like, it's your child, whether you want it to be or not. When they need something, you have no choice. They cannot fend for themselves. They can't just get up and make breakfast or just go to the restaurant whenever they feel like it. So having someone completely depend on you, you at times forget about you and what you need. It's like, as long as she eats, as long as she's fed, as long as she's cleaned up, you know, as long as she look good, then I feel like I look good at the end of the day. Even if I look completely terrible, my hair sideways and everything, if she look good, I'm like, okay, I did.
Oh, that baby's cute in the store. You know, that stuff that reflecting on you. So.
Yes.